Scott Barry Kaufman, Ungifted, Intelligence Redefined. In Ungifted, Intelligence Redefined, Scott Barry Kaufman challenges the conventional view of intelligence being solely determined by genetics and IQ scores. Throughout the book's summary, we delve into the complex interplay of genes, environment, practice, creativity, and mindset, offering a broader and more holistic viewpoint on intelligence. Raising concerns about the rigidity of traditional education systems and the misuse of IQ assessments, this summary encourages us to reflect on how we can promote personal growth and better understand the concept of intelligence.
Scott Barry Kaufman's insights on personal growth. Psychologist Scott Barry Kaufman delivers insightful knowledge in this book to guide readers toward personal growth. He emphasizes that developing creativity, advancing through intelligence, and cultivating character-building traits such as empathy will help people actualize their potential and achieve happiness. Kaufman also explains that traits such as grit, gratitude, and altruism are crucial components of well-being, and that surrendering false beliefs such as fear and envy is essential to success. The author's stimulating book touches on many important factors that affect personal development, enabling readers to take charge of their growth and find fulfillment in life. Genes and environment shaping who we are. The influence of genes on human psychology is significant, but they are not the sole determinants of a person's intelligence and character. IQ and many human traits are polygenic, meaning that several genes interact with each other to produce them. A recent study found that genetic markers account for between 40 and 50% of differences in IQ scores, but any single gene could only account for a tiny percentage of IQ variance. However, a child's developmental environment also plays a big role in shaping who they become. For instance, a child who has a head start in reading will likely keep improving while the other child will struggle and may even turn away from reading. The two children will end up further apart in reading skill than they were when they started. Therefore, genes are essential, but developmental environment also influences who we are. The limitations of IQ testing. IQ tests were developed by Alfred Binet in 1900 to measure intelligence. However, test scores are often unreliable and can be used to unfairly label children. This practice relies solely on IQ to decide if a child is learning disabled or gifted, which can lead to discouragement and steer them away from certain careers. IQ testing should only be one tool used to assess intelligence, as there are other factors that contribute to a child's success, such as mindset and practice. The importance of deliberate practice and a growth mindset. Learning a skill requires deliberate practice and a growth mindset. A study conducted at the Music Academy of West Berlin found that the best performers had around 7,410 hours of solitary practice before their 18th birthdays. Deliberate practice focuses on improving weaker areas and following instructions from mentors. Growth mindsets believe that skills and abilities can be improved through effort, and setbacks should be taken as a sign to work harder. Those with growth mindsets persist, try new things, and are less hurt by failure. A growth mindset leads to better performance. Understanding true creativity. Creativity is a formidable force that drives new and practical ideas, making it an essential problem-solving tool. Unlike IQ tests that measure logical thinking, creativity is about exploring various approaches to complex issues and not dismissing them too quickly. While researchers have attempted to link high IQ scores to creative talent, the results prove otherwise. A study involving 168,000 children with a high IQ score of 151 failed to identify any true creative genius among them. Despite being intellectually superior and socially healthy, none of the participants created or contributed to anything revolutionary in their field. Surprisingly, 2 children initially excluded from the study for having lower IQ scores ended up being Nobel laureates in physics. Therefore, while IQ is an essential measure of intelligence, true creativity remains elusive and cannot be explained with certainty. Kaufman's theory of personal intelligence. Kaufman has introduced a new theory of intelligence that approaches the concept more holistically than traditional notions. Unlike conventional approaches, Kaufman's theory takes into account traits like passion and willpower, which are critical determinants of intelligence, and how they interact with a person's abilities. Personal intelligence, according to Kaufman, is not about comparing people's test scores but how intelligent behavior helps them achieve their goals. Kaufman's theory has 4 tenets: the self, engagement, creative thinking, and the absence of universal measures. The self refers to all the characteristics that make up a person's identity, which must be considered when assessing intelligence. Engagement enables a person to build skills and focus on the task at hand, while creative thinking is critical in tasks that take you into the unknown, like scientific research. Finally, success cannot be universally predicted since there are no fixed measures of intelligence. By developing this holistic theory, Kaufman challenges traditional views of intelligence, which focus on analytical skills and academic achievement, and broadens our understanding of what it means to be intelligent. Rethinking education for the future. Education must adapt to students' needs and interests while providing skills that can be applied in broader contexts. The Future Project aims to achieve this by pairing students with mentors to work on community improvement projects. Additionally, technology can enhance education by making it more personal and engaging. Rather than measuring success solely by grades and IQ scores, student engagement should be prioritized. Efforts like Shimon Shockin's math game apps offer a more entertaining and efficient way of learning. The standard education system must change to better serve the needs of highly intelligent children.
As we've seen in the summary of Ungifted, Intelligence Redefined, intelligence goes far beyond genetics and IQ scores. In fact, our environment, deliberate practice, growth mindset, and creativity also play crucial roles in shaping our abilities. The summary sheds light on how traditional assessments of intelligence might not always provide an accurate representation of one's potential. Furthermore, it emphasizes the importance of transforming our education systems to focus on student engagement and fostering support through initiatives like the Future Project. In conclusion, Scott Barry Kaufman's book broadens our understanding of intelligence, with the hope of creating a more inclusive and effective approach to personal and intellectual growth.